Yes, my beautiful people, what's going on? It's creamslice. Welcome back. So Titan, you are at the top of the food chain. Today in this video we're going to be continuing the series of the best builds of season 21, so it's only right that we cover the Titans. In today's video you're going to be seeing two of the best Titan builds in season 21. These are my personal opinions and they've helped me in the end game with Grandmasters and all that good stuff. I think with both of these builds I'm going to show you, they're prolific in their own rights, but you can definitely see why they are the meta builds of the season. Things are going to change next season, so use them and abuse them is all I can say. So we'll dive straight into it. All I ask from you guys is a quick like on the video. Let's get the builds. So the first build we're going to cover has to be the Heart of Imos Light build with Arc 3.0 as a striker Titan. This build is still at the top of the food chain, guys, but this season we did cover the build. So the striker Titan with Heart of Imos Light is well known and it all revolves around the aspect Touch of Thunder. With the pulse grenades it's going to create ionic traces for us, and periodically as it damages targets it increases the damage with pulse grenades. That's why this build is so strong. With this build you want to be using pulse grenades because they are heavy hitting. With your melee I always use seismic strike because you can become amplified and you can also blind enemies as well. The fragments is going to be a spark of magnitude. This is going to make our pulse grenades last even longer, creating more ionic traces, feeding into more abilities. Then we've got Spark of Shock. Our arc grenades jolt targets. I personally use Spark of Haste because when I'm running around I'm getting increased resilience, recovery and mobility. And then we've got Spark of Ions. Defeating a jolted target creates ionic traces. The Heart of Imos Light is renowned for its ability regen. It did get a huge nerf before, but with the mods and everything that we've got set up, totally negates that nerf and it's back to its best. So Overflowing Light, using an ability, empowers the other two abilities. Empower means your abilities have faster regen and increased damage. So basically with this being a grenade build, your grenades are going to deal insane damage, especially paired with the pulse grenades, jolting effect and all that good stuff. So on the helmet we're running double assets to assets. This is going to give us increased super energy from grenade kills, and then you want to be running arc siphon so you can create orbs of power with your arc weapons. On the arms we're using double grenade kickstart. So as you all know, with ionic traces it's really easy to get stacks of armor charge on the arc subclass. So grenade kickstart, doubling that up will give you even more grenade energy when you throw your grenade. On the Heart of Imos Light we've got charged up to hold some more armor charges. Then we've got double arc damage resist. On the boots, elemental charge, stacks on stacks and better already. They're like bread, peanut butter and jam. It's as simple as that. Elemental charge will allow you to get armor charges from collecting ionic traces. Better already will heal you when you pick up an orb of power. Stacks on stacks, as soon as you get an armor charge it gives you 2 to use with grenade kickstart. On the class item you need to run double bomber. This will give you a hefty amount of grenade energy, and distribution also will give you energy to all of your abilities while you use your thruster ability. Obviously with a striker Titan there are damage resistance from the artifact, but you're not going to be using your rally barricade. You're going to be using the thruster ability because it has a shorter cooldown. With the artifact you want to be using amped up, stay amplified for longer. Thunderous retort for extra damage with your super when you're critical. Electric armor give you increased damage resistance while you are amplified. Lightning strike twice is going to give you extra grenade energy with the pulse grenades, and then when you are amplified, shock and awe is going to give you a burst of lightning that damages and jolts targets. So with the striker Titan build you want to be rocking 100 resilience and 100 discipline for the extra regen. As for weapons, open book, but I recommend using any weapon with vault shot. We'll get the next one now. So the next build on the menu has to be the Strand Titan build with Abeyance Leap. Puppeteer's control, Drenger's Lash spawns 2 additional projectiles, tracks targets more aggressively, and you gain Woven Mail when you suspend enemies. As soon as you suspend enemies with the Titan and Abeyant Leap, you're getting a host of benefits. You're getting Woven Mail, a 60% damage reduction, and then you have the perks from the artifacts as well as your mods. Strand weapons, you're going to get a host of benefits. So you can understand why LFG teams always want Strand Titans in their fire teams. I did not understand it at one stage, but using these, wow, I can understand. You are the ultimate team player. So before we get into the subclass and the mods, the perfect weapon has to be Quicksilver Storm. Not only can you stun barrier champions with it, but even the grenades do amazing damage, and you can reap rewards from the artifacts as well. Not only that, when you do the catalyst, it turns it into a strand weapon, and you can create tangles from final blows with the grenade mechanism. But not only that, you have the artifact as well to take this build to the next level regardless. The aspects you're going to be using with it is Into the Fray. Destroying a tangle gives you Woven Mail, and then Drenger's Lash. When you activate your class ability, that's where you get the ripple that suspends enemies. So yeah, make sure this one's equipped before you use the build. The fragments has to be Thread of Mind. Defeating the suspended target grants class ability energy. This is what's going to keep you having that loop of suspending enemies with your barricade. Then Thread of Continuity. Suspend, Unravel, and Sever effects applied have increased duration, which is absolutely top tier. And even with the artifacts, you get increased unravel damage as well. We have Thread of Generation. Dealing damage grants grenade energy. So with this, what I've noticed, the way you have it set up, you can constantly have your barricade suspending and your grenade suspending. It's just an infinity loop of suspending at this point. Honestly, it's crazy. Then you have Thread of Warning. Pick up an Orb of Power, gives you Woven Mail. So you always have two ways of getting Woven Mail, that 60% damage resist, by suspending enemies or just picking up an Orb of Power. So when it comes to stats and mods, it's simple. Make sure your resilience it's at 100. First off, that is the most important one for your barricade regen. On the helmet, we've got Assets to Assets, Kinetic Siphon, Strand Siphon for creating Orbs of Power. On the gauntlets, double grenade kickstart as well, because Bungie still hasn't fixed bolstering detonation. I don't know why. Still, grenade kickstart is going to give you even more grenade energy. On the chest piece, charged up, concussive dampener. I went with concussive dampener because you're going to be near your enemies when you're throwing your barricade up, so this will stop the stomp mechanics. Then on Abeyance Leap, we've got Elemental Charge, so when we destroy a tangle, it will give us armor charges, Kinetic Weapon Surge, and recuperation for the extra health. On the class item, it's still the same. Powerful Attraction. When you use your barricade, it's going to collect any orbs of power that are around you. And then we've got Bomber doubled up for extra grenade regen. So yeah, it's a really simple setup. Both of them, not much messing around comes with these builds. A full dim link will be below as always, but these two, in my opinion, are two of the best Titan builds this season. They have to be. So yeah, I'm creamslice. Thank you for tuning in. Again, we might cover the two hunter builds of this season. If you want to see them, let me know in the comments. I'm creamslice. Peace.